Chapter 13. The Book Path to Enlightenment. Constitution of consciousness. We can define consciousness as the name applied to a combination of a set of unique actions. The individual actions are referred to as nama dhamma or cetasika in Pali. Those are mental actions or mental factors. So we can say components or ingredients. Let us take an example. When we consider the term driver, it is a name to identify a set of actions, such as the ability of starting an engine, steering a vehicle, changing the gears, accelerating the vehicle, applying the brakes, stopping the vehicle. Likewise, without mentioning all of the individual actions involved in driving, we refer to him as the driver. Any worker is similarly referred to by the name and represents the various tasks that he performs. Doctor, engineer, laborer, carpenter, mason, planter, etc. are all a collective names for set of actions required to perform the task. The Lord Buddha identifies 52 actions involved in the creation of consciousness. No one else has the ability to investigate and understand this phenomenon other than a Buddha. After he has identified and disclosed the teaching, we can justify and accept this by personal investigation. Consciousness is not an element of a physical component made up of 8 primary elements. It is a set of actions. According to the teachings of the Buddha, a combination of these actions together with the internal and external objects creates the mind. There are 89 different minds can be created in every human being in existence. As mentioned in the Dhamma, there is no possibility of creating minds other than these 89 minds that the Buddha has disclosed. All of these 52 actions of consciousness are not required for the creation of each and every mind. Only few actions are involved at a time in creating a mind. For a knowledge in Abhidhamma, those 52 mental factors or 52 cetasika are clearly mentioned. Just for a knowledge, you can know about those 52. There are ethically variable factors. There are 13 numbers and subdivided into 7 universals and 6 occasionals. That 7 universals were contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, and attention. Then 6 occasionals were initial application, sustained application, decision, energy, zest, desire. And there are 14 unwholesome acts. From these 14 unwholesome universals and unwholesome occasionals are 2 sets. There are 4 unwholesome universals: delusion, shamelessness, fearlessness, restlessness are the unwholesome universals. Unwholesome occasionals were greed, wrong view, conceit, hatred, envy, avarice, worry, sloth, torpor, doubt. And there are 25 beautiful factors. They were subdivided into 4 categories. 19 beautiful universals, 3 abstinences, 2 illimitables, 1 non-delusion. The 19 beautiful universals were faith, mindfulness, shame of wrong, fear of wrong, non-greed, non-hatred, neutrality of mind, tranquility of mental body, tranquility of consciousness, lightness of mental body, lightness of consciousness, malleability of mental body, malleability of consciousness, wieldness of mental body, wieldness of consciousness, proficiency of mental body, proficiency of consciousness, rectitude of mental body, rectitude of consciousness. Then 3 abstinences: right speech, right action, right livelihood. There's 2 illimitables, that is compassion and appreciative joy. 1 non-delusion, that is called wisdom. Those are the 52 mental factors, and all these mental factors won't act at once. As per the Dhamma, there are a set of actions required or mandatory or compulsory for a creation of each and every mind. These are referred to as the universals, known as Sabbha Chitta Sadharana Cetasika. These actions take place simultaneously. Let us consider the set of these actions required to operate the sense organs. That is attention, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty. From these 7, also the one-pointedness and life faculty both were not mainly considered in understanding, because we have to clearly understand that each and every mind occurs with one object at a time in a one organ. So that is why the one-pointedness were there. And the life faculty is to maintain the all of these actions until the mind has been created. So mainly we consider about the 5 actions. The attention, it is directing attention to the appropriate sense organ. Then the contact, choosing or selecting one object from all the competing objects available to the sense organ. Then the feeling, that distinguishing the feeling as likable, not likable, or medium. Then the perception distinguishes the object type for each of the sense base, that is image or color. Then the sound, smell, flavor, body sensation, and thoughts. Then volition, it edits and finalizes the all actions. The Prabhaswara Chitta is the very first mind formed in each of the 6 sense organs. When sensing occurs, it is exceedingly pure and very clear, bright mind. It doesn't have any kind of defilements. That is the very basic first mind. The Prabhasa Chitta is not corrupted by delusion, anger, desire, sloth, torpor, doubt, restlessness, or any other defilements. All the unwholesome actions occur in the brain. Whenever a Prabhasara Chitta is created in a sense organ, it is an effect of a previous karma. Therefore, it doesn't contain any defilements or impurities. That happens only after when thinking occurs in the brain. This set of actions referred to as Nama is universal truth for all beings of the past, present, and future. It occurs in each and every living being's mind on contact with an external object. We cannot change or stop these actions from happening. This set of actions occurs only when the 6 object types are available at the appropriate sense organ. All these actions occur instantly and disappear after the process ends. None of these actions were there previously to the mind being created, and none of them will remain after the mind passes away. The actions arise and pass away without reminder. Just as the term driver is used for a set of actions that he performs when he drives the vehicle, the term sense-based consciousness, eye, ear, or nose consciousness, is used for the appropriate set of actions that results in sensing. The following example will clarify its operation. When we switch on a light in a dark room, the light dispels the darkness. The appearance of the light and the disappearance of the darkness happens instantly at the same time. Similarly, these sets of actions are functioning at the same time to create the consciousness and the same time the mind. When a carpenter makes a piece of furniture, all the actions involved in the preparation and making are performed one after the other. As a new action is started, the previous one ends because there is only one carpenter working. The ending of one action and the starting of another happening instantaneously. You cannot see it happening, but it can be understood. When we need to build a new piece of furniture, he needs to perform the same process again from beginning to end. However, this process is not the same as the earlier process. This is a new set of actions which occurred after the ending of the previous set that resulted in the piece of furniture. From this comparison, we can identify the impermanence of the consciousness. This process is carried out together with the process of the external objects made up of the 8 pure primary elements, which is also impermanent. Similar to the 8 primary elements, this process too is not self. There is no doer. When the causes are there, then they become into being. When the causes are no longer there, then they disappear without reminder. No one is or can control or manage this process or set of actions. Therefore, no one can claim these actions as I, me, mine, or mine. They arise without a doer. We now know about the present constitution of the mind. All these minds referred to as seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, body sensing, and remembering are created with a set of these actions, consciousness, and 8 elements of the sense organ and the external form. When we consider the mind as the Buddha has described, then there is no truth in the convention referred to as an American, English, Sri Lankan, human being, she, he, me, daughter, son, doctor, lawyer, engineer, king, Muslim, etc. There is also nothing material, constant or real to be desired. The mind is just a set of actions coming together with external and internal form. Do you see any American, English, Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim, Indian or any other nationality in the make-up of constitution of the mind. No, these are conventional definitions made up by humans to identify person. It is not to be absolute truth. Are there any identifiable distinctions in mind or matter belonging to a king, a teacher, a lawyer, a farmer, or any other person? No. Therefore, can you differentiate and categorize the mind as a mind or someone else? No. There are the same set of actions in every living being. The title given based on status and work performed are also based on convention. Can we consider the constitution of the mind and identify these actions as woman or man? No. When we refer to person or their mind as he or she, are those terms in any of these set of actions? No. We desire and love our close family and friends, saying, "This is my mind, my life, or my son, mind or son's life, etc." Is there anything called life in this set of actions that makes up mind? No. What then are we desiring and attaching to when this is no body or mind to desire? Now we have to clearly understand the mind as a result of form and set of action known as nama and rupa. We now need to understand how a mind arises. This has to be done by each person for themselves. Sit comfortably with a straight back, close your eyes, and try to understand the nature and constitution of the mind. When there is an external object, form, and the appropriate sense organ, and this set of 5 actions, then sensing occurs. The set of 5 actions is referred to as nama. The sense organ and the external objects are both known as form, that is developed by the 8 pure primary elements. When you open your eyes, then seeing has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa, that contact, feeling, perception, volition and attention, one-pointedness, life faculty are the set of action that constitutes nama. The eye and the external image or color, which are made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the action of seeing is a coming together of those 2 aspects, nama and rupa. When you hear a sound from your ears, then hearing has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. There are also the universal actions that contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, and attention are the set of actions that constitutes nama. Ear and the external sound, which are made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the action hearing is a coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. When you smell a odor from your nose, then smelling has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. Contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, attention are the set of actions that constitute nama. Nose and the external odor, which is made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the actions of smelling is the coming together of these 2 aspects, nama and rupa. When you taste a flavor with your tongue, then tasting has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. That is, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, and attention are the set of actions that constitute nama. Tongue and flavor, which are made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the actions of tasting is a coming together of these 2, nama and rupa. When you sense a feeling from your body, then a body feeling, tactile sensation has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. That there are also contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, and the attention are the set of actions that universally has to be there. It constitutes the nama. Body and feeling, which are made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the action of body feeling is a coming together of these 2, nama and rupa. When you recall or remember a thought from your brain, then a remembrance has occurred. It is the coming together of 2 aspects, nama and rupa. Again, the contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, and attention are the set of actions that constitute nama. Brain and thoughts, which are made up of 8 pure primary elements, are rupa. Then the action of remembering is a coming together of these 2, nama and rupa. You have to mindfully concentrate and be aware of all of these 6 sensing, and think of each and every sense as a coming together of a set of actions referred to collectively as consciousness and the 8 pure properties of element of internal and external form. What we have to understand and take away from this knowledge is that there is no living being or a creature called self, soul, life, etc. inside a living being's body. This applies to all living beings in any realm of existence. It is just a set of actions and pure primary elements processing together. You have to continue this meditation. Whenever the feeling arises, you have to think that as a set of actions, that is nama, and the internal sense organ and the external object are created of 8 pure primary elements.